Hello YouTubers, subscribers and friends, welcome to my channel. Waiting on taking my kids to the school bus stop. Then I'm going to go cash in this $10 lottery ticket that I won. I bought it for $3, $1.10. Haven't played scratch tickets in a while. My wife hasn't played it in a while either. I don't know why, she just said she hasn't felt like it. It is 80 degrees in the morning. Look at this, we windstorm last night. At night we always get strongest wind at night. It's crazy. Look at this. I sprayed this off with water the other day, and it's all covered with dirt still. Keep forgetting to buy white paint to paint these black things. My wife says she likes it because it gives it contrast or whatever you want to call it. Look at dirt. So I'm gonna have to spray some spider sprays around the window because for some reason we got ants coming in through the freaking gasket there in that window. I don't know how they're getting in because that automotive marine rubber seal, it's really thick and I got it squeezed so tight I could barely lock it. I don't know, ants can get into anything. But I have people curious about what's going on with Mrs. Kravitz. So far this guy, yesterday, he's been doing a lot of work on here. Yesterday he had a backhoe over here doing some, I don't know if he had a septic tank problem over there or what. But there is no breeze going on whatsoever right now. I still haven't finished digging this trench yet. I don't know, maybe I'll do it later on the day. I have no idea. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Mrs. Kravitz. My wife and I talk about her every day because we haven't seen any kind of movement over here whatsoever. I can't go on her property because she has, or she used to have no trespassing signs on the fences. I don't know where they went. She has a chain around the front gate with a lock on it, so I don't know who put that there. But the police cannot come onto your property if you have a fenced property with a gate. They can't just show up and go knock on your door. But usually when I walk here, or my wife walks Jerry, or I walk Josie, the dogs are usually outside and they bark. But we haven't seen the dogs outside since that I called that 911. I don't know what's going on over here, but this is the most rundown. See, all the window blinds are closed. They're usually open. No clue. Look at this shed falling apart. Dog barking over there. But I don't know if somebody came and took her away or what. I have no clue because I haven't seen any kind of movement whatsoever going on over here. There's no sign of life over here at all. And my wife is like, you think she passed away? Look at the tree, it's limp over there dying. She'd water that tree every freaking day. Every one of these trees she'd come out here with a water hose and water every day. And I don't know. Her car hasn't moved since the day I called 911. I stopped at the fire department and asked them about her, and they said that they have a form that she signed, and she refused help. There's nothing they can do about it. All these weeds growing up right here, don't know. That guy John says he's a landscaper. I don't know what's going on with him. So that's all I know about Mrs. Kravitz. All I know is I don't have any problems from her anymore. The sliding glass door is completely closed. The curtains are shut. They're usually open every morning and the dogs are barking at me. I don't think she's there anymore. Has she passed away? I have no idea. All I know is last time I seen her, man, her days were numbered because she was rough looking. All the wounds on her arms with the flies stuck to them and stuff. It was a sad sight. Even All these little dog tracks here. Even though she didn't like me there for many years, I still feel bad for her because of the shape condition she was in. So I just got off the phone with John the landscaper guy. He finally answered his phone. I thought it was an answer machine at first because somebody picked up the phone but they didn't say anything. And I asked him, I said, what's going on with Mrs. Kravitz over there? And he's like, oh, what do you mean? I said, I haven't seen any movement or any signs of life over there since I called 911. And he's like, well, I think she's all right. She would have called me if something was wrong with her. I said, well, maybe she can't call. And he's like, yeah, maybe true. This dude doesn't sound like he gives a crap at all, man. I said, when's the last time you went over there? Because I haven't seen any movement or anybody over there since I called 911 on her. And he's like, well, no. 2 days after that incident, she called me because she fell down again, couldn't get up in the kitchen. So me and my buddy went over there and picked her up and got her put in her on her couch. I said, but you haven't checked on her since then? And he's like, no, man, she's not my mom. And I was like, oh, because she really talks highly about you, you know. And I thought you were her landscaper. I thought you was taking care of her property. He goes, no, I don't take care of her property. Once in a while she'll have me come do something, but other than that, no. I was like, wow. He said, well, I'll swing by there later on this afternoon and check on her, see if she's okay, but normally she just calls me. But I said, dude, there has been no movement over there at all. The dogs, she always lets the dogs outside in the back in the mornings. Every morning, that was a ritual. She would do that. And every night you would see that light in that sky lit up at night, and the front porch light on. That was a ritual. That's something that I know every day that goes on, and this stuff hasn't been going on. I don't really care for Mrs. Kravitz because of the history we have together, but I'm still concerned, you know, because of the shape that she was in. And yeah, I don't know what's going on. He doesn't seem to care, so he's the only one that has the right, according to Mrs. Kravitz, to come on her property. I'm not allowed to go over there because of an incident we had one time. She had the police tell me not to come on her property, so that's why I don't go on her property. I don't need any legal issues in case there is something, you know, in case they're like, she's fine, and I go there and I knock on the door, and then she starts cussing me out and call the cops on me, and then I got problems with cops. See, that's the problem. When you have a history with somebody like this as your neighbor, and then something happens to them, and you, because I have a heart and I care and I'm concerned, and my wife is concerned, there's limitations that I can do. I don't know how to contact her kids. No clue. Didn't even know she had a daughter till recently. I knew she had a son. He was in Louisiana. My wife said no. Last time my wife talked to her a couple of months ago, she said he's in San Francisco. No clue how to get a hold of him. I asked John, the landscaping guy, if he knew. He goes, I have no clue how to get a hold of her family. But he doesn't care. In his voice, you can tell he doesn't care. It's like a burden. I guess I'll go over there and check. Dude, if she calls you when she needs help, and I'm telling you as a neighbor that I know, I watch what goes around in my house, something's not right going on over there. You should at least show some kind of sympathy or something, right? That's what I think. That's what my wife and I think when we talk about this. But yeah, I don't know. I can't answer everybody's questions that are curious also that want to know what's going on with Mrs. Kravitz, because I don't know. And believe me, I've done everything I can do to figure out what is going on over there. I mean, usually if I stand here, you can see right into her house, but you can see everything is closed up there. She was in she was in such bad shape last time I seen her. I don't know what it was, 2 weeks ago. I'd be surprised if she hasn't passed away myself. That's how bad a shape she was in. There's weeds growing all the way up around her car. That's another thing. I mean, she was always working in her yard. I mean, always. And to see the yard like this, like her car, that car hasn't moved since I called 911. Look at the weeds growing up around it. Never seen that ever like that. It's probably infested with pack rats now. Because if you don't move your car on a regular basis living here in the desert, they will crawl up into your car and chew your wires and stuff. There's a chain with a lock around it on the gate. I don't know. She may not even be there for all I know. Maybe she called the ambulance or someone. We weren't here and they took her away. I have no clue. I won't know till John comes, if he shows up later on the day and checks on her, because I told him to give me a call, let me know. So my wife and I, you know what's going on with her. Whether she's still here, whether she's gone or what, don't know. Well, I got to take my kids to school. Go do a quick job today and come back. I came outside because my dogs were going nuts. They were barking here towards the front of the house. I see that there's somebody parked out in front of Miss Kravitz's house. I saw some guy walking up here in a white t-shirt. Now I hear Mrs. Kravitz's dogs barking for the first time in a long time. I don't know who the guy is. I've never seen him before. It may be John the landscaper partner or something. He said that he'd come over with his friends, but personally me, I've never seen this guy before, but I do hear that Mrs. Kravitz's dog's barking. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe somebody completely different. I saw the guy going towards where her car is, and then I haven't seen anything else after that. I just got done talking to this guy right here. He's John's uncle, and I heard him yelling Mrs. Kravitz's name, and then he came out like throwing up, and I came over and asked him, "Dude, you all right?" He's like, "Dude, this lady is dead." He's like, "I don't even know her," and I'm like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm John's uncle. He asked me to come." Oh, my wife's calling. The sheriff's department showed up now. I'm talking to my wife about what this guy was telling me, what he saw with Miss Kravitz, but yeah, he said they're probably gonna want to talk to me because I live next door to her. But the sheriff's department is going up to Mrs. Kravitz's house now. The way this guy described her to me, oh my goodness, it sounds horrible. The way this guy actually seen her, and he was like almost throwing up, and he's like, "Oh man, I didn't want to start my day like this. Look at this dude. His face looked like he saw a ghost." I don't know.
I told you, right? I felt like oh no, I didn't tell you or something. I think I told her. Didn't I tell you?
My wife's.
Like I'm gonna smoke and then I'm gonna see her body standing up.
My wife says she saw the dogs outside last Thursday, but I haven't seen anything going on in this house in a while. But last time I saw her when we called 911, she looked like she had one foot in the grave and one out. She looked terrible, man. So there's 3 SUV sheriff's department, and I just seen John. He just pulled up in his truck and trailer. Yeah, it was August 23rd was the last time I saw Mrs. Kravitz, and she wasn't looking too good. I was going to work on this fence today, but I completely lost interest in doing that today. I'm feeling sick to my stomach. Talked to my wife on the phone for a while. Man, we feel so bad. I don't know how many days she's been since she's passed, but my wife's been telling me something doesn't feel right. Something don't feel right. And I've been trying to call people to do something, and finally got a hold of John this morning, and he got a hold of his uncle, and his uncle came, and that's where we are now. Yeah, I see John. He's talking to his uncle. I mean, it's just, at least she's not in pain anymore, because she looked like she was really, really in rough shape the last time that I seen her. Even though we have a long bad history of her not getting along with me. I mean, I always try to get along with her. Even now, when she was very, very sick and screaming for help, if you see my video where you can hear her yelling for help, I put all that stuff to the side to go check on her, see why she was yelling for help. And I was shocked to see that the paramedics left her in that condition. I mean, they took her in the house, but to walk away from her when she clearly looked like she needed medical help, And it's been about an hour since the last time I recorded. I still haven't left for work. I told my wife, I think I'm gonna reschedule or something today because I don't feel like doing anything now. I mean, she was a very nasty, sour person, but she's gone now, and it's a sad day. It's a sad day that anybody you know passes away, whether you know him really well or don't know him really well. It's just, I mean, I know her, and to know that she's not here anymore, it's sad. It's sad. I mean, we all gonna pass away. That's one thing we all have in common. But I don't know if there's something somebody could have done, because the last time I seen her, she was really rough. Maybe they could have made her passing easier if they would have just took her away to a hospital or something like that. But yeah, they had to cut the chain around the fence to open that gate. I don't know who put the lock on the gate, but I don't even know why John showed up. But he's over there talking to the police department now. But yeah, Mrs. Kravitz, rest in peace. She's gone now. We'll see what happens. So I just got done talking with animal control, and they're gonna let John take the dogs, because he really wants to take the dogs. They're wearing gas masks, and I don't know what they're doing. They're doing some kind of investigation there, but yeah, John was telling me stuff about Mrs. Kravitzs that 3 years ago she fell down and hit her head, and she got a tumor in her head. And the animal control guy said she's got all this documents, her last will and testament, on the kitchen counter there. So she knew she was going to go. But even John was shocked when he heard that. So I don't know. The last time anybody saw her alive was John. Was it last Wednesday? And Thursday was the last time my wife actually seen the dogs outside walking around. So they don't know. The animal control guy says he's not allowed to talk about it, but from what it looks like she's been gone for a couple of days. So last time we know that somebody physically saw her alive was last Wednesday. Oh, so whatever date that is, I don't know what's the date. Today's the 5th September. But that's it. That's all I know about what's going on with Mrs. Kravitz. It's a sad day. Hopefully she rests in peace and she's not in any more pain. And fortunately I was able to talk to the animal control and verify that John, Mrs. Kravitzs told me that John takes care of the animals, and she doesn't want anybody to take the dogs. If anything happens to her, to let John have them. She did tell me that the day that I called 911, don't let anybody take the dogs, let John let John take them. That's what she told me. It was the last thing she ever said to me. So I told the animal control that, and the guy's like, cool, if you want to take them, we'll give them to you. He's giving them the animals. John's happy because he doesn't want to see him go to the pound. I don't want to see him go to the pound, even though, like I keep saying, as much problems I have with Mrs. Kravitz, I don't want anything bad happen to our animals. She had a cat too. I didn't even know. John's taking the cat too, but that's what's going on with Mrs. Kravitz. Mrs. Kravitz, rest in peace. I hope you go somewhere nice. And that's it. I'm gone.